Mark of a Christian by Francis A. Schaeffer. Overview. What does it mean to be a Christian, and can one show it to those around us without uttering a word? What does it look like to be a Christian? What does God expect us to say and do and be? Review. Yeah, again, every time I read anything by Schaeffer, this was written in 1970, the more I proclaim him to be a prophet, in both declaring God's word and being an onlooker on what the future, our present, needs. It's always a loving kick in the pants too, and that's why I read theology. Schaeffer takes the words of Jesus in John 13:34 and 35, "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another, even as I have loved you, that you also love one another. By this all men will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another," and runs with it. Schaeffer systematizes all the different details to see here. He looks at being accused by the world by not being loving in a proper way, that we are called by God to be loving, by telling what is true on the basis of God's revelation. Then he covers when the world calls us non-loving because we are unloving. Unloving towards others, especially unloving towards other believers. Schaeffer's very striking point here, he terms the final apologetic, warns Christians that being truly loving and having the world see it undermines Christ's work so much it would be valid to have the unbelieving world declare God did not send Jesus into the world as an atonement. Pretty heavy stuff. Schaeffer is not being harsh. He's being challenging. And when he is challenging, he also shows the other avenues of this passage. The believer will fail, and with failure, we are able to be forgiven and then go and ask for forgiveness. That too is showing love for others and other believers. Then believers are called to be forgiving of others, especially those seeking forgiveness. He provides a very challenging story of post-World War II Germany, of believers on both sides of the line, and a truly beautiful story about the redemption of Christ that Christ provides the world after a monstrosity of hatred and death experienced there. There are so many points that it would be the book here in the review. So Christian, go pick this up and be challenged, especially with how you respond to others on places like Twitter, and especially how you are called to love other believers. I love you. Final grade, A+.